Dear students, the previous class we have discussed the foundry. That means the casting process, different casting process. So casting means the we have get the solidified object from a liquid metals. The solidified object which is obtained from the liquid metal that having different shape and size, and that different shape and size is produced by a mold cavity or a hole which is produced by a pattern. So pattern means the it has the same shape or size as that of the castings. So we have to define a pattern means it is a replica or a model that should be final shape of the castings. So we have today we have discussed the pattern making. That means the how we have to manufacture the pattern and what are the different pattern materials and what are their advantages and limitations. So first is the we have to study what is the pattern makings. The pattern making means the way or the process by which we can manufacture or produce or we can make a pattern by a suitable pattern materials. So, before that we have to know what is the difference between pattern and a castings. So difference between pattern and a casting means so this is the pattern. Pattern is a model or replica of the model of the final object to be cast. So it is used for making a cavity or that is called a mold cavity in which we can pour the liquid metal to get the definite shape and the size after solidifications. So this is the difference between pattern and castings. So pattern means it is a replica or a model of the final object to be cast. So it is made of from many materials like wood, plastic, metal, wax, etc. And pattern is always larger size than the castings because some allowance is given to the pattern so that we can get accurate dimension of the castings. And number third is pattern may be one piece or two piece or maybe three piece. So in case of casting, casting is a solidified object obtained from the liquid metal which is a single piece and it has no holes or that is called uh, any holes present in the castings. So this is the different types of pattern materials out of which we can produce or we can make the patterns. First in wood, second metal, third is plastic, third one is plaster of Paris, first fifth is wax or mercury, next one is sixth is polytrenes. So first we have to discuss wood. So wood is a normally commonly used pattern materials for making the patterns because it is plentifully available or easily available and the cost of wood is very less as compared to the other type of the pattern materials. That is why generally the pattern is made of wood and the limitation of the pattern metal wood pattern is this is the advantages the low cost and easily available and the second light weight and height speed of making the patterns and third the easy working and handling. The fourth is a good surface finish can be obtained easily. The fifth it can be preserved for a long time without with suitable additives. Next one, what is the limitations? Limitation means it can easily swell or abrade easily. Swelling means it can be larger in size due to absorbing the moisture from the atmospheres. And second is the poor wear resistance by it is easily scratch. And third, it can be withstand rough handling, but it is break easily. Next one is metal and alloys. So metal and alloys, but this is the pattern materials which is used for making the mold cavity by using the metal patterns. These pattern materials generally make for a continuous casting process, and generally the materials by alloy metals and alloys which are used for making this pattern are aluminum and its alloys, cast iron, brass and bronze. Next what is the advantages of the metallic patterns. The lifespan is more, and by it can withstand rough handling. And number two, do not absorb moisture and easily machines, but during the working conditions or during the storage, it is not absorb moisture except only the ferrous metals. It is highly resistant to corrosion and abrasion except ferrous metals, so we can get better and smooth surface than wood patterns. And this is the limitations of the metal alloys: the high cost, higher in weight, and a tendency of rusting if it is ferrous materials. If it is ferrous material, then it is absorb the moisture from surroundings and getting rusted. And next one is plastic. So plastic is used making the patterns are thermostatic. That is, there are two types of plastic. One is thermostatic, another is thermoplastic. So generally thermostatic plastic type are generally used for making the patterns. So they are generally present in the liquid form and get solidified when it is heated. Recently, a new material has stepped into the field of plastic, which is known as foam plastic. So this foam plastic is a highly cost and generally very less used. Next, this is the advantages of the plastic patterns, and that means why the plastic patterns is used. Number one is it is durable and it gives surface finish. Durable means it is lifetime is more and it can be used for more times. And number two, the moisture resistant and a shrinkage is low. It is not absorb the moisture from the surroundings as like that of metal and get rusted. And third one is easy to make and lightweight. Fourth on the corrosion and wear resistance. Fifth on the high strength to weight ratio, and sixth on it is easily machines. And this is the limitation of the plastics, and these patterns are easily fragile, so light sections may need metal reinforcement. That means if the pattern is thickness is low, it will be easily break. That is why a metal but very thin metals are inserted inside the plastic patterns to increase the strength of that patterns. Number two, it may not be work well when it's subject to condition of severe shock in the machine molding. That means when you are using the machine molding, the different types of molding process. One process is a machine molding. So during machine molding, these plastic materials or plastic patterns is not used because it may break during the operations. Next is polystyrene materials. So material which is generally present in the liquid form, and when it is heated, it will be evaporated or it will be gaseous form. So it may be used for making very accurate dimension patterns. So it is a material which is converted into vapor when a liquid metal is poured to it. The polystyrene is expanded thermocouple is a pattern material which has special property that gasifies on heating. As polystyrene is gasifies, leaving no residue, so the casting form is sound. The sound means there is no defect, unlike our other pattern materials. So this is the advantage of polystyrene materials: low labor cost. Number two, better smooth surface and high dimensional accuracy. And limitation is it is high cost. Last one is wax and mercury. So this wax and mercury is used in case of a investment casting. That means when the dimension of the or a shape of the casting is very accurate, just like for manufacturing the any parts or any equipments used in MiG engines or any fighter plane. So in that case wax used as a pattern materials. So this is the advantages. It provides a very good surface finish product. Number two, it provides high dimensional accuracy parts. And number three, no dimension of mold cavity during the removal of patterns. And fourth, it is easily available and a low cost. Last one is plaster of Paris. So this is a pattern made of, that is the gypsum cement or plasters. So this the moisture is poured, or this mixture is poured by a, a pattern known as sweep patterns. And by this sweep pattern, we can make a mold cavity or a mold which is used for producing the castings. And thank you.